Hi, welcome to Lesson 8. We are on the downhill slope of this course, so hang in there. This week is simple, okay? I say this all the time, but this week is simple. I don't think there's anything new to this week. So you've gotten through all of the new stuff, and pretty much everything for the rest of the term is going to be a repeat. Sorry, it's a little bit boring, but sometimes boring is better than the shock and awe. We just hope that all the links work. So this week we're going to study Article of Faith 7. We believe in the gift of tongues, prophecy, revelation, visions, healing, interpretation of tongues, and so forth. So that's an interesting statement. Um, I guess during this week, maybe you want to ask yourself, when have you seen that? When have you seen these gifts manifest in your life or in the church today? Because they're here. The gift of tongues, prophecy, revelation, visions. Do visions happen today? Or was that just something at the restoration? Healing, of course, I think we see that. The interpretation of tongues and so forth. But just ask yourself about some of that. Anyway, maybe I'll send out some stuff this week, a little bit about that in the discussion boards and stir things up a little. There's a couple of great quotes that maybe I could send out. I'm thinking about doing. So, anyway, I just work your way through these again. Your lesson truths here. Um, Study assignment 1, the place of gifts of the Spirit in the church and the gifts of the Spirit in disciples' lives. Now, I think they've laid this out pretty nice. Learning goal focus this week, becoming a gospel scholar. Again, you get to report that at the end. Your study assignments are pretty simple here. Here is a document to read, a supplemental reading, some places in the scriptures for the second one, and again, some supplemental readings. Activities for the week. Again, the discussion boards. I see everybody's pretty well doing that well. Make sure you got your first one titled correctly in one of those 3 categories. Make sure that you've got a word count on those, especially the first one. And the summary paper for this week. I think you know how to do that. The weekly report again here. Make sure you're keeping track of your stuff for your in your binder to keep track. So that that report, the binder check, is simple to do. It shouldn't be that hard if you've taken care of everything every week. So the synthesis project is just ongoing. You don't have a checkpoint assignment due until next week, but keep working together with your groups, with your group members. Moving forward, maybe taking some of the feedback I gave you and working your way forward with all of that. Remember, you're preparing yourselves for a Prezi or a PowerPoint for your final. Um, don't overthink all of these things. Sometimes you get hung up on all the little details. I am not somebody who's going to knock you down on little things, even though if you've missed a word count. Sometimes I know students, I saw some feedback on word count deductions in the midterm. In fact, I saw a lot of great feedback, so I appreciate all that. So thank you very much. Somebody, I think, was a little bit miffed that I'd docked them big on word count. The trouble with the word count and why you get docked big if you miss a word count assignments is I can't see how many words, and so if it looks short and there's not a word count to verify it, it gets deducted. The only way I can verify word count is to take and copy that set of text out, put it in a word processing program, and then have it count the words or count them by hand, which takes multiple steps and clicks. And with as many assignments that have to be graded every week in these courses, that just kind of irritates the instructor. So you just might want to know that. So anyway, just put the word count in. That's as easy as can be. Don't forget it and get it in there. And if it looks long, it probably won't be too big of a deduction. But if it looks short, it'll be a pretty good sized deduction because it just is short. And so that's part of the instructions. Anyway, hope you have a great week, and I'll send out some more stuff or post a couple of things in discussion boards, probably the first of the week, and see what you want to, how you'd like to comment on that, and appreciate that little bit of discussion as the week goes forward. So, anyway, have a great week, and wherever you might be on this great planet. See ya.